Okay, hello everyone. We gotta do another video again talking about the crime because there was something that's very disturbing that happened in Fresh Meadows that NY1 and everybody else, even Channel 7, ignored. I'm very disgusted that this wasn't covered, but thanks to the Queen's Courier, we actually have information about what happened in my neighborhood. So, let's talk about what happened in Fresh Meadows. And then we're going to read an article from the New York Post about Fresh Meadows being safe because I don't think Fresh Meadows is safe. Not after reading this story. NYPD searching for a group of men behind Fresh Meadows break-in. So let's read this. Police from the 107 precinct. I am so sorry. The last update I didn't even realize this. Supposed to move to the left, so now you all can read it. Police from the 107 precinct are looking for two men who broke into a home in Fresh Meadows last month and another two men who served as lookouts. At around 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, September 28th, the two suspects went to the rear of a private home at 73-43 190th Street and broke a rear door to gain access. And unfortunately, I literally know where this is. This is not too far from where the Q88 bus stop is. Once inside the two men ransacked the 42-year-old woman's bedroom and removed $800 in cash and a large quantity of jewelry and women handbags totaling more than $100,000 in value, according to the NYPD. Both men worked in connect with, see, this is a typo right here. It's supposed to say connect, not concert. Connect with two other suspects who acted as lookouts from the front of the home. One of the suspects was wearing a gray shirt and carrying a red bag, and the other was wearing a black shirt and green pants, police said. The NYPD released surveillance images of the two lookouts who were described as being in their 30s with light complexions and medium builds. Both were wearing white shirts and gray shorts. So, there you go. These scum who shouldn't even be in our neighborhood committed a robbery. And you know what the bail reform law, they'll be out the next day even if they get apprehended. So, welcome to New York City. And this is what I'm dealing with in my neighborhood. So, if you Google Fresh Meadows from the New York Post, and you easily Google it, we'll pull it up right now. Yeah, this is what kind of got me shocked reading about the New York Post published this article on, believe it or not, Monday. And it says, the safest neighborhood is this off-the-radar slice of Queens. So, even the New York Post admits that my neighborhood is just off the map. It's like we don't matter in Fresh Meadows. Okay, I don't even know if my trash is going to get picked up. They were fascinated about Staten Island. So here we go. So, taking a look at this. The Post compiled and compared neighborhood data on everything from flood zones, crime rates, proximity to hospitals, 911 response time, evacuation routes, average temperature and green space, and even rats per capita. Okay, here we go. While lots of neighborhoods stood out, this unexpected area took the cake. That is, drumroll, Fresh Meadows, where I currently live. So, look at that. They even show, okay, wait a minute. I'm west of 185th Street. So look at that. They don't even highlight west of 185th. Wow. Wow. Okay, that is just very alarming. Okay, that is just, that's kind of not accurate. I mean, couldn't they draw the map right where you... Oh, look at this. Look how bad this map is. Union Parkway? That's clearly Utopia Parkway, because I've been taking the Q31 a lot this week because my dad hasn't been able to drive me around, which I'm not going to get into, but that's clearly Utopia Parkway because I've used the Q31 twice this week. That's kind of a fail right there. For instance, while New York City overall witnessed its second wettest summer on record, Fresh Meadows stayed relatively dry, which is actually accurately true because there was only one part of Fresh Meadows that kind of got flooded around Utopia Parkway, but they managed. And this is correct. Fresh Meadows is actually a little bit above the sea level. It isn't the highest elevation. It goes to Washington Heights and Riverdale in the Bronx. The good news is Fresh Meadows does very well against flooding, but when it comes to property damage from trees, that's something. And by the way, de Blasio pulled the cool on me today. He thought it was a wonderful idea that he could plant a tree in front of my house without any consent from my dad, because technically, if we don't want a tree in front of our house, we have every legal right to do so. So I'll just mention that happened to me today, and they just put a flag up when we took it down. But again, this is what de Blasio wants. So look at this. The flood risk is also increasing slower in Fresh Meadows because again, we're inland. So we're not going to deal with flooding. Alright, so at least this is good news. No reported homicides in Fresh Meadows, which is good. I would be very surprised if one murder was reported here, because generally this is a safe area. It's just that, this year we've had NYPD activity called 3 times, including the pepper spray incident that happened earlier this year with the woman. The other time where we had that medical emergency, and then the other issue when we had a robbery that the 111 precinct got involved with. So Fresh Meadows does very well with the burglary rate, 141 as compared with 308 in Midtown. Saw fewer rapes, grand larcenies, and felony assaults. So it says 911 calls 1.9 minutes. And this is something interesting. It was noticeably cooler in terms of temperature. And sometimes we do get nice breezes here. I will admit that. So I'll just mention that. And then, of course, we got Queens Medical Center on Union Turnpike in Flushing. And, of course, we got our highways, the Grand Central Parkway and the LIE. And, yeah, I mean, we do have low rat complaints. I mean, we did have that rat issue a few years ago. But, thankfully, the neighbors got involved. We all took care of it. And, Yeah, but in terms of buying a property, the average median home price is $915,000. And if you look at rent for a 1-bedroom, rentals go for about $1,752. So, obviously, Fresh Meadows does have a lot of attractiveness. There you go. I mean, thankfully, I was able to get in when I wasn't a kid, but, still shocking, right? Even the New York Post does, like, a video of it. That's kind of shocking, but they don't even mention the noise complaints. Like, they don't mention the loud parties that were along 73rd Avenue in the summer. They don't mention, the fireworks complaints on July 4th. And they don't mention the drag racing that, occasionally happens. But generally, and again, this is coming from somebody who lives in Fresh Meadows, this is generally a safe area. It's just that, there are some disturbing stuff that I've been, noticing this year alone. And they're not going to mention the traffic issue. But anyhow, we're going to move on to yet again another dumb criminal. Because if you don't remember what happened the other night, we had an attempted cell phone robbery in Union Square. The good news is we have a suspect apprehended, and apparently he's facing federal bank robbery charges. So, looks like bail reform may not stop you this time, buddy. So here we go. 42. Okay, here we go. I'm just trying to find the report of the bank robbery. There was a bank robbery reported on October 26 at 3:37 p.m. at the Chase Bank at 7th Avenue and West 27th Street. And it says here the suspect reported to have shown a gun and demanded money. When detectives heard the description, they realized it matched the suspect description in the Union Square shooting that took place on Monday. And the good news is, officers held the southbound R train at the same station where the same incident happened on Monday evening. So there you go. Dumb criminals at work. Dumb criminals. And look at this. 3 firearms were found. And come to think of it, I think this is a Colt 45. I know that type of gun. So that second one right there, that's a Colt 45. Oh, boy. What is this, the 1970s? That's what the criminals used 50 years ago. So at least the good news is the suspect was apprehended. And look at this. $100 bills were also found. This particular individual was also being investigated for hitting up a bodega on Sunday, October 24th. We don't have a name, but the police believe the gray sneakers that were originally described of as Monday night, that's how they got this guy. So, there you go. Dumb criminal in a nutshell. And, again, from what I heard from Channel 7, this guy, because he robbed a bank, he's going to be facing federal charges. So, I do hope that they upgrade the charges, because then the bail reform's not going to apply in this ruling. And then look at this. Homicide reported in Brooklyn. NY1 didn't cover that, and we'll take a look at their website. So here we go. This happened at 8:32 in the morning in broad daylight. A 33-year-old man was shot at the intersection of Mother Gaston Boulevard and Belmont Avenue in Brownsville. The victim was shot multiple times in the torso. The victim was rushed to Brookdale Hospital, where he later died of his injuries. The victim's identity is being withheld pending family notification and to comply with federal HIPAA law. The suspect fled the scene in a black Infiniti. The investigation is ongoing. So, there you go. Another reported homicide. NY1 clearly ignored. And then, just look at tonight. Look at tonight that they ignored. Another subway shooting. This happened at Lexington Avenue and 59th Street. Confirmed assault in transit. Suspect is a male black, 6'1" tall, wearing a blue sweatshirt, navy blue shirt with red stripes in the sleeve, blue jeans, blue sneakers. Probably NY1 got this from the citywide scanner feed, from all we know. And then look at this. Confirmed knife point robbery, 810th Avenue. Suspect is a male white or male Hispanic, 6 foot tall, wearing a green hat, white Batman t-shirt, black and white sneakers, fled northbound on a city bike. Take a look at this address for a second. I'm curious where this is. Oh, yeah, I know exactly where this is. Right by Columbus Circle. There you go. More news being ignored. And then let's take a look at Laura Uhl. Look at this. Just trying to make sure there was something here. Queens man charged with murdering woman in life insurance scheme. The man and woman who allegedly worked as the victim's pimp and madam were charged with wire fraud and aggravated identity theft in connection to the death. The Rosedale suspect went on the internet to search how to dump the dismantled body. So, apparently Laura Uhl has something more on her website. So where did this happen? Let's see. Oh, okay. The body was taken to Brooklyn. Wow. Okay, that's very disturbing. You know, New York One ignored this. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, and then this is the one I was looking for in Belrose. Police from the 105 precinct respond to an incident on 238th Street and 88th Avenue reporting of multiple assaults. This is from a house party on the block involving more than 20 people. EMS is attending to multiple injuries. Neighbors are on alert after waking up from sleeping. So, again, New York One ignored this. And then, this is something major. Fire ignored in Little Neck. Reported fire at 248-25 Northern Boulevard. This is a commercial building. The fire started on the first floor of a spa. Thankfully, nobody was reported injured. So, very alarming. And let's just take a look at New York One's website. Because I'm not going to yell, because I know what's going on here. They do have a murder for hire, but still, I mean, you're not going to see this on New York One's website. At least the good news is they spent 2 minutes talking about what happened at Union Square. And then you have Weakling Dermot. You know, New York One loves this guy. They love Dermot Shea. This guy is such a weakling. And the PBA the PBA hates this guy. The PBA hates this guy. You know? Let's show you the PBA guy. Yep. Imagine if they had someone strong like Pat Lynch as police commissioner. You know, this guy would be no nonsense. The thing is, you think Eric Adams is going to hire this guy? No. And they talk about COVID. This doesn't belong anywhere on the public safety side. So, that's going to wrap up this video. And again, I'm very annoyed that they didn't cover the property crime in Fresh Meadows. You know, that was a major story that should have never been ignored. And exactly, the property crime story comes out right after the New York Post talks about how safe my area is. Well, I think Fresh Meadows is starting to become mediocrity. We're starting to become like that. And this year alone, we're noticing it. And we're not even done with this year yet. So that's just going to wrap this up. Thank you for watching.